Hi, welcome to another episode of Tech Geek Gamers. We are your hosts, Rob and Corey. This episode, we are going to talk about the Destiny Alpha.
We got to play it, and it was fun.
Indeed.
So, to tell you guys a little bit about Destiny's Alpha, we've got Chris off camera, and he's going to ask us a few questions. So, Chris, question number one.
Question number one.
After having participated in the alpha, tell our viewers why everybody needs to be excited about this game and they should go out there and buy it on day one. Rob, let's start with you.
Start with me? Okay. Well, why should people be excited about this game? Why should they be buying it day one? I gotta say, just to start off with real quick, I was really nervous about this game. Not a lot being shown, and when I saw that the alpha was coming out, I had to get my hands on it. Soon as I started playing it, it instantly felt like a Bungie game. Bungie obviously made Halo. Halo was a very solid game. The gameplay was always good, and that's what this game did. It was everything about it. You pick up the controller, you start playing, it felt good. The controls felt good. And then as you started to learn more about how gear progresses, how like all of your items progress, how your character progresses, how quests actually happen in the game, and all the different things that there's going to be including, and this alpha was tiny. Just a lot to really be excited for.
Cool. Corey, what about you?
I personally think you should pre-order this game, not buy it day one. And the reason is because it's really good. The vertical slice that we got to play in the alpha did show off quite a bit. The action RPG elements of this game are awesome. It's first and foremost a shooter, but then it has the right amount of RPG elements for abilities and the ability to grab, upgrade them. And the loot is very, like you said, Borderlands. It's super Borderlands. I think it's just, it's a good blend. It's a good mix. The PvP is fast and fun. And I think it's definitely worth looking at. And pre-ordering, actually. I think it's worth pre-ordering.
So second question is, what are your wishes for the final product? What do you want to see being included or incorporated or added to the game after having played the alpha? Corey, let's start with you.
Okay. After the alpha, I don't know very much about this game. So what I would like to see is, personally, more loot drops, because I got a little loot scarce when I was playing at the end. I want to see larger groups, and because right now you're only allowed to have, your fire team is only allowed to be 3. The ability to be larger groups. I would like to see faster load times. And I think, finally, I would like to see... honestly, the controls and the gameplay mechanics are really good. And on the beta, they say that the graphics are already supposed to be better. And they're fantastic already. I had no frame rate issues. Honestly, I for gameplay elements, hopefully just more. I hope that the vertical slice we saw is a very small presentation, and it's much greater, much bigger.
Rob, what can you add to that?
What do I want to see when the game is finally released? Just firing off a quick list, like Corey, I'd like to see larger fire teams. 3 people is good, but it could be a little bit better, a little bit bigger, especially in PvP, because PvP seems to be 6 on 6, maybe a little bit bigger with the different ones, because we only got to see 1. I'd like to see them definitely have a lot more content, because the stuff that we did see, if it's just that one area on Earth, that's kind of nice as a starting zone, but hopefully they expand it, because they have a lot of room to have more zones. I'd like to see a little bit, maybe control customization. They have a lot of things like consumables that you don't even realize unless you actually kind of dig into it a little bit. If I can start hotkeying those to buttons, especially with the PS4, with the touchpad, if I could have different directions on the touchpad to use my consumables, that would be awesome. Even clicking different areas, that's something that they could do there. Last thing I'd like to see is a little bit more in the gear-wise. Hopefully some better gear progression.
So final question. Do you guys have any concerns with the game so far or where it's going? Corey, let's start with you.
I would have to say my only concern, again, this was a small vertical slice of the alpha, but my concern is they have reported that to hit level 20, which is the level max, you'll be spending a short amount of time. We hit the level 8, so we made 5 levels in 3 hours.
Roughly.
Because you start at level 3 and you max out at level 8 in the alpha. So we did that in 3 hours. So extrapolate that. It's going to take you 20 hours or so to hit level 20, give or take. So I'm thinking, as an RPG, what's going to give me an extra 30 hours of play? I'm concerned that I'm going to hit level 20, I'm going to play a couple more hours, and then I'm going to go. That's my concern.
Rob, what about you?
So I share Corey's concern in that end game. You reach max level. What's going to keep me coming back? Because right now, what you're talking about is I have a week playtime, maybe a couple weeks to get to max level. Then what's going to keep me coming back months after that? Because Bungie is talking about a 10-year plan when they first started talking about this game. They have a lot of things in the pipeline with where they want this to go. And I'm kind of concerned with the max level only being 20. How are they going to achieve that? I really hope that leading up to the game that they maybe talk more about this, especially when the beta comes, because that's going to be a big thing for me with how well this game actually sticks.
Yeah, I hope they incorporate, like, is there going to be a Destiny 2 or is there going to be legacy saves?
Yeah.
But right now, still super excited. Cannot wait for July 17th or something like that for when the beta comes out. We already have our pre-order, so pre-order it and come play the beta with us on the PlayStation Network. I am Clean Mod and you are DeConch. Those are we're done down here. That's it for this episode of Tech Geek Gamers. Remember to share, like, subscribe, and leave your comments below if you played in the Destiny Alpha. Answer those questions that Chris asked. Like, what is your favorite? What are your hopes for the final game, and what are your fears?
Mm-hmm.
Again, remember, share, like, subscribe really helps us out, and we will see you next time.